The black-clad goon was only a couple 100 feet away, posted up against the bronze statue of Pope John Paul II on Notre Dame's southern flank. Pale lemon-yellow light quilted the area, a patchwork of faint illumination that made it hard to see what the goon was up to. But the way his head lolled about, he clearly had something going on. Looked like the bastard's neck was made out of surgical rubber, flopping around the way it was. When the wind kicked up, the goon's black leather trench coat flapped to the side, revealing the source of his floppy necking. There, on her knees in front of the goon, a young woman was clearly visible with her mouth wrapped around a certain part of the goon's anatomy, like she hadn't eaten properly in a week. A BJ on holy ground? I couldn't help but like this guy's style. As the goon slung his huge skull-capped noggin back and forth, the woman bobbed and munched and sucked and licked and slurped, using her mouth with the skill Picasso used a paintbrush. She worked with such zest, Takeru Kobayashi couldn't even compete with her virtuosic wiener gobbling. Next thing I knew, the bastard jerked the woman's head backward, raised a fist high above her head, and drove the blunt ball of skin and bone straight into her face. It was a devastating crack, knuckles meeting skull. The woman folded straight to the earth, the lump of her body a silk-clad hillock in the clay. Suddenly, I very much did not like this goon's style. I squatted with stiff muscles in the shadows down by the ambulatory. Heat grew and crusted the back of my neck. One part of me wanted to lunge out at the black-clad bastard, maybe pop him in the face a time or two. Another part of me was frozen because I knew full well if I got involved and it went south, there was a better-than-decent chance the cops would deport me, and I didn't need that kind of complication. Even though I believe deep down in my core that no matter what, no matter who, no matter how chubby, no woman deserved to be punched in the face for sucking dick, I could not commit to getting involved. Not in this situation. I just had too much to lose. Still, I couldn't leave her alone, not with this black-clad goon haunting the area. Lurking in the shadows, I skulked along Notre Dame's southern limit until I squatted down behind another bush which cast its shadows upon me. From there, the goon's demeanor struck me with more detail. The man was a beast with the eyes of a big, predatory cat. There was something feral, even non-pulmonary about those icy eyeballs, something maybe even sociopathic. The goon cocked back a giant black boot. He held the clodhopper behind the flap of his leather trench coat for a count of 2 before driving the toe into the woman's belly. Unconscious as she was, her mouth erupted with a gout of air. The goon then craned his head skyward like a wolf and howled. It was as if he was celebrating, like pounding this young woman into unconsciousness was the accomplishment of a lifetime. A peal of atrocious laughter flared up out of his mouth and ruptured the night air, signaling, to my mind at least, nothing less than the heartwarming cry of a sociopath. And that was enough. Cops or no cops, I couldn't leave this girl alone with this bastard.